Hello and welcome to October's little extra offering of themes. Today we are offering 5 scenes. I took advantage of Fergus returning to us for the autumn to get 2 scenes out of him. And we are going with a general theme of plotting and planning, contriving. Yeah, I know that's an awful lot of Shakespeare, but a lot of good scenes are to do with people trying to get other people to do things. Okay, so we're going to start with Olga and Fergus with a little cameo by me in one of them, um, doing 2 scenes from Measure for Measure, because who doesn't have a plot on the go in Measure for Measure? We're going to see Fergus, unsurprisingly, as the fabulously hateful Angelo, and Olga as the poor, bless her, tortured Isabella. Um, so, starting with the scene where Isabella goes for the first time to plead for her brother Claudio, who has been sentenced to death for fornication. Shame on him. And so we will go straight into that one now and get us off to a flying start. Enjoy. I'll know his pleasure. Maybe he will relent. Alas, all sects, all ages smack of this vice, and he to die for it.
Now, what's the matter, Provost?
Is it your will Claudio shall die tomorrow?
Did not I tell thee yea? Hast thou not order? Why dost thou ask me again?
Lest I might be too rash. Under your good correction, I have seen when after execution judgment hath repented o'er his doom.
Go to. Let that be mine. Do your office, or give up your place, and you shall well be spared.
I crave your honour's pardon. What shall be done, sir, with the groaning Juliet? She's very near her hour.
Dispose of her to some more fitter place, and that with speed.
Here is the sister of the man condemned desires access to you.
He hath a sister.
I, my good lord, a very virtuous maid.
Well, let her be admitted. See you the fornicatress be removed. Let her have needful, but not lavish means. There shall be order for it.
Oh, save your honour.
Stay a little while. You're welcome. What's your will?
I'm a woeful suitor to your honour. Please, but your honour hear me.
Well, what's your suit?
I have a brother is condemned to die. I do beseech you, let it be his fault and not my brother.
Heaven give thee moving graces.
Condemn the fault, not the actor of it. Why, every fault condemned ere it be done. Mine were the very cipher of a function, to find the faults whose fine stands in record and let go by the actor.
Oh, just but severe law. I had a brother then. Heaven keep your honour.
If it not or so, to him again. Entreat him. Kneel down before him. Hang upon his gown. You are too cold. If you should need a pin, you could not with more tame a tongue desire it. Do him, I say.
Must he needs die?
Madam, no remedy.
Yes, I do think that you might pardon him, and neither heaven nor man grieve at mercy.
I will not do it.
But can you, if you would?
Look, what I will not, that I cannot do.
What might you do it, and do the world no wrong, if so your heart were touched with that remorse as mine is to him?
He's sentenced, 'tis too late.
You are too cold.
Too late? Why, no. I that do speak a word may call it again. Well, believe this, no ceremony that to great ones longs, nor the king's crown, nor the deputed sword, the marshal's truncheon, nor the judge's robe, become them with one half so good a grace as mercy does. If he had been as you, and you as he, you would have slipped like him, but he, like you, would not have been so stern.
Pray you be gone.
I would to heaven I had your potency, and you were Isabel. Should it then be thus? No, I would tell what 'twere to be a judge and what a prisoner.
Tim, there's the vein.
Your brother is a forfeit of the law, and you but waste your words.
Alas, alas! Why, all the souls that were forfeit once, and he that might the vantage best have took found out the remedy. How would you be if he, which is the top of judgment, should but judge you as you are? Oh, think on that, and mercy then will breathe within your lips like man new made.
You content? Fair maid. It is the law, not I, condemn your brother. Were he my kinsman, brother, or my son, it should be thus with him. He must die tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, that's sudden. Spare him, spare him. He is not prepared for death. Even for our kitchens we kill the fowl of season. Shall we serve heaven with less respect than we do minister to our gross selves? Good, my lord, bethink you. Who is it that hath died for his offence? There's many have committed it.
Aye, well said.
The law hath not been dead, though it hath slept. Those many had not dared to do it. That evil is the first. That it eat infringe hath answered for his deed. Now 'tis awake. Take note of what is done.
Yet show some pity.
I show it most of all when I show justice. Your brother dies tomorrow. Be content.
So must be the first that gives this sentence, and he that suffers. Oh, it is excellent to have a giant's strength, but it is tyrannous to use it like a giant.
That's well said.
Could great men thunder, as Jove himself does? Jove would never be quiet, for every pelting petty officer would use his heaven for thunder. Nothing but thunder. Merciful heaven, thou rather with thy sharp and sulphurous bolt splits the unwedgeable, the gnarled oak, than the soft myrtle. But man, proud man, dressed in a little authority, most ignorant of what he's most assured, his glassy essence, like an angry ape, prays such fantastic tricks before high heaven, and makes the angels weep, who with our spleens would all themselves laugh mortal.
Oh, to him, wench. He will relent. He's coming. I perceive it. Pray heaven she will win.
We cannot weigh our brother with ourselves. Great men may jest with saints. 'Tis wit in them, but in the less foul profanation.
Thou'rt in the right, girl. More of that.
That in the captain's but a choleric word, which is the soldier, is flat blasphemy.
Art advised on that, eh? More on't.
Why do you put these sayings upon me?
Because authority, though it err like others, hath yet a kind of medicine in itself that skins the vice o' the top. Go to your bosom, knock there, and ask your heart what it doth know that's like my brother's fault, if it confess a natural guiltiness, such as is his. Let it not sound a thought upon your tongue against my brother's life.
She speaks, and 'tis such sense that my sense breathes with it. Fare you well.
Gentle my lord, turn back.
I will, bethinks me. Come again tomorrow.
Hug, how I'll bribe you. Good my lord, turn back.
How? Bribe me?
Aye, with such gifts that heaven we shall share with you.
You had marred all else.
Not with foned sickles of the tested gold, or stones whose rate are either rich or poor, as fancies values them, but with true prayers that shall be up at heaven and enter there ere sunrise.
Well, come to me tomorrow.
To 'tis well, away.
Heaven keep your honour safe.
Amen. For I am that way going to temptation, where prayers cross.
But what, how tomorrow shall I attend your lordship?
At any time forenoon.
Save your honour.
So that's scene one. What happens next? Well, Isabella has to come back to hear the judgment of Angelo, doesn't she? So let's go straight into that one and see how that goes for her.
How now, fair maid?
I'm come to know your pleasure.
That you might know it, would you better pleaseth me, than to man what is, your brother cannot live.
Even so. Heaven keep your honour.
Yet may he live a while, and it may be as long as you or I, yet he must die.
Under your sentence,
Yea,
when I beseech you, that in his reprieve, longer or shorter, he may be so fitted that his soul sicken not.
fie, these filthy vices. It were as good to pardon him that hath from nature stolen a man already made, as to remit their saucy sweetness, that to coin heaven's image in stamps that are forbid. 'Tis all as easy falsely to take away a life true made, and to put metal in restrained means, to make false one.
'Tis set down so in heaven, but not in earth.
Say you so? Then I shall pose you quickly. Which had you rather, that the most just law now took your brother's life, and to redeem him, give up your body to such sweet uncleanness as she that he hath stained?
Sir, believe this. I had rather give my body than my soul.
I talk not of your soul.
How say you?
Answer to this. I, now the voice of the recorded law, pronounce a sentence on your brother's life. Might there not be a charity in sin to save this brother's life?
Please you to do it. I'll take it as a peril to my soul. It is no sin at all, but charity.
And please you to do it at peril of your own soul, were equal poised of sin and charity.
That I do beg his life. If it be sin, heaven let me bear it. You granting of my suit, if that be sin, I'll make it my morn prayer to have it added to the faults of mine, and nothing of your answer.
Nay, but hear me. Your sense pursues not mine. Either you are ignorant or seems so crafty, and that's not good.
Let be ignorant, and in nothing good, but graciously to know I'm no better.
Thus wisdom wishes to appear most bright when it doth tax itself. But mark me, to be received plain, I'll speak more gross. Your brother is to die,
So,
and his offence is so, as it appears, accounted to the law upon that pain.
true,
Admit no other way to save his life, as I subscribe not that, nor any other, but in the loss of question, that you, his sister, finding yourself desired of such a person whose credit with the judge, your own great place, could teach your brother from the manacles of the all-building law, that they were no earthly means to save him, but that either you must lay down the treasure of your body to this supposed, or else to let him suffer. What would you do?
as much for my poor brother as myself. That is, were I under the terms of death, the impression of keen whips I would bear as rubies and strip myself to death as to a bed that longing have been sick for, ere I'd yield my body up to shame.
Then your brother must die.
And 'twere the cheaper way that it were a brother died at once, than that a sister by redeeming him should die forever.
Were not you then as cruel a sentence that you have slandered so?
Ignominy and ransom and free pardon are of two houses. Lawful mercy is nothing kin to foul redemption.
You seem of late to make the law a tyrant, and rather proved the sliding of your brother a merriment than a vice.
Pardon me, my lord. It oft falls out to have what we would have, we speak not what we mean. I something do excuse the thing I hate for his advantage that I dearly love.
We are all frail.
Else let my brother die, if not of flattery, but only he owe and succeed thy weakness.
Nay, women are frail too.
Aye, as the glasses where they view themselves, which are as easy broke as they make forms. Women, help heaven, mend their creation more in profiting by them. Nay, call us 10 times frail, for we are soft as our complexion are, and credulous to false prints.
I think it well. And from this testimony of your own sex, since I suppose that we are made to be no stronger than faults may shake our frames, let me be bold. I do arrest your words. But you are, that is, a woman. If you be more, you're none. If you be one, as you are well expressed by all external warrants, show it now, by putting on the destined livery.
I have no tongue but one, gentle my lord. Let me entreat you speak the former language.
Plainly conceive, I love you.
My brother did love Juliet, and tell me that she shall die for it.
He shall not, Isabel, if you give me love.
I know your virtue hath a license in't, which seems a little fouler than it is to pluck on others.
Believe me, on mine honor, my word expresses my purpose.
Huh? Little honor to be much believed, and most pernicious purpose seeming. I will proclaim thee, Angelo. Look for it. Sign me a present pardon for my brother, or with an outstretched throat I will tell the world aloud what man thou art.
Who will believe thee, Isabel? My unsoiled name, the austerity of my life, my voucher against you, and my place in the state, will so your accusation outweigh that you shall stifle in your own report and smell of calumny. I have begun, and now I give my sensual race the rein. Fit thy consent to my sharp appetite. Lay by all the nicety and prolificness blushes that banish what they sue for. Redeem thy brother by yielding up thy body to my will. Or else he must not only die the death, but thy unkindness shall his death draw out to lingering sufferance. Answer me tomorrow, or by the affection that now guides me most, I'll prove a tyrant to him. As for you, say what you can. My false outweighs your true.
To whom should I complain? Did I tell this? Who would believe me? O perilous mouths that bear in them one and the self-same tongue, either of condemnation or reproof, biting the law, make curtsy to their will, hooking both right and wrong to the appetite to follow as it draws. Well, to my brother, though he hath fallen by prompture of the blood, yet hath he in him such a mind of honor, that had he 20 heads to tender down on 20 bloody blocks, he'll yield them up before his sister should her body stoop to such pod pollution. Then Isabel live chaste, and brother die. More than our brother is our chastity. I'll tell him yet of Angela's request, and feed his mind to death, for his soul's rest.
Sometimes I think I should wonder about myself because I really enjoy the problem plays. They are problematic, really makes them interesting, kind of gritty, twisty, which is a good way to entertain yourself with drama, I suppose. Okay, so we are going to hop on now to a scene from Hamlet, and more plotting and contriving. Just one scene, and I managed to corral Dewi and Eric into this one. So poor Prince Hamlet has been behaving very strangely, but good old Lord Polonius has an idea. So let's see if Polonius has an idea that will work regarding poor Hamlet and possibly the source of his slightly unusual behavior. Okay, let's see how this goes.
Assure you, my good liege, and I do think, or else this brain of mine hunts not the trail of policy, so sure as I have used to do, that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that do I long to hear.
My liege and madam, to expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night, night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad, I call it, for to define true madness, what is't, but to be nothing else but mad. But let that go.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity. And pity, it is true. A foolish figure. But farewell for it. Farewell it, for I will use no art. Mad, let us grant him then. And now remains that we find out the cause of this effect, or rather say the cause of this defect. For that effect, defective, comes by cause. Thus it remains, and the remainder thus. Perpend. I have a daughter, whilst she is mine, who in her duty and obedience, mark, hath given me this. Now, gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. That's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase.
Came this to Hamlet, from Hamlet to her?
Good madam, stay a while, I will be faithful. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. Adieu.
But how hath she received his love?
What do you think of me?
Sort of a man faithful and honourable.
I would fain prove so. But what might you think? When I had seen this hot love on the wing, as I perceived it, I precepts gave her, that she should lock herself from his resort, and he, repulsed a short tale to make, fell into a sadness. then into a fast, thence to a watch, thence into a weakness, thence into a lightness, and by this declension into the madness whereon now he raves, and all we wail for.
May be very likely.
Take this from this, if this be otherwise.
But look where the poor wretch comes reading.
I do beseech you both away. I'll board him presently. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God have mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent, excellent. Well, you're a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man. Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun, friend. Look to it.
What do you read, my lord?
Words, words, words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean, the matter you read, my lord.
Slander, sir, for the satirical slave says here that old men have grey beards and their faces are wrinkled and that they have a plentiful lack of wit.
Though this be madness, yet there's method in't. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave?
Indeed, that is out there. How pregnant sometimes his replies are. My honourable lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take from me anything that I will more willingly part withal, except my life. My life.
Fare you well, my lord.
It's just irresistible, Dewi playing Polonius. I mean, every time. Not that he wouldn't be an amazing Hamlet, but anyway. So we are now going to roll into Julius Caesar, another play that runs on plots and plans, but this is more a scene of persuasion than anything else. And I have managed to persuade Linda into doing a scene again this month, which is wonderful. And we are going to attempt to see. So Brutus, an honorable man and a politician of Rome, has been solicited by his good friend Cassius regarding possibly joining a rebellion against Caesar, because Caesar wishes to be crowned, and that goes against Roman democracy, and da, 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 da. And Brutus is very troubled, so it's the middle of the night, and he's up and he's out in his orchard. And to him comes his wife. And his wife is Portia, and Portia is one of those Shakespearean wives that really know their man and know how to work on him. So let's see how Linda as Portia affects Brutus, who again played by me. Boy, Lucius, fast asleep. It's no matter. Enjoy the heavy honeydew of slumber. Thou hast no figures, nor no fantasies, which busy care draws in the brains of men. Therefore, thou sleepst sound.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your health thus to commit your weak condition to the raw cold morning.
Nor yours neither. You have urgently, Brutus, stole from my bed, and yesternight at supper you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing, with your arms across, and when I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I urged you further, and then you scratched your head and too impatiently stamped your foot. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not, but with an angry wafter of your hand gave me sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seemed too much unkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effect of humour, which sometime hath his hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep, and could it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed upon your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I'm not well in health. That is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do. Good Portia, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humours of the dank morning? What is Brutus sick? And will he steal out of his wholesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night, and tempt the roomy and unpurged air to add unto his sickness? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offence within your mind, which by the right and virtue upon my place I ought to know of, and upon my knees I charm you by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me yourself, your half, why you are heavy, and what men tonight have had resort to you. For here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces even from darkness.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, it is accepted I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself, but as it were in sort or limitation? To keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes, dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If it be no more, Portia is Brutus's harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honourable wife, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then should I know this secret? I grant I am a woman, but withal a woman that Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant I am a woman, but withal a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husbanded? Tell me your counsels. I will not disclose them. I have made strong proof of my constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience, and not my husband's secrets?
O ye gods, render me worthy of this noble wife. Hark, hark, one knocks. Portia, go in a while, and by thy bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart. All my engagements I will construe to thee, all the charactery of my sad brows. Now leave me with haste. It's just always a joy to work with Linda. I know I'm just so lucky, the people that are in this company. Okay, so we have one more for you, and we've gone slightly more obscure. We've gone into Cymbeline for our last plot and plan today. And Jenny is joining us, joining me and Eric in the next scene. And this is Jenny as the Queen, the new Queen of Britain, stepmother to Princess Imogen, and second wife to King Cymbeline. And this is a lady who really has a serious game plan. There is, in her world, there is no way that things are not going to go the way she wants. So let us see how she manages to conduct her stratagems, assisted by a friendly doctor and a few more or less helpful servants. All right, so let's hop off into ancient Britain for the final scene, see what happens.
Whilst yet the dew's on ground, gather those flowers. Make haste. Who has the note of them?
Aye, madam.
Dispatch. Now, Master Doctor, have you brought those drugs?
Pleaseth your highness, aye, here they are, madam. But I beseech your grace, without offence, my conscience bids me ask, wherefore you have commanded of me these most poisonous compounds, which are the movers of a languishing death, but though slow, deadly.
I wondered, Doctor, thou asked me such a question. Have I not been thy pupil long? Hast thou not learned me how to make perfumes, distill, preserve? Yea, so that our great king himself doth woo me oft for my confections. Having thus far proceeded, unless thou think'st me devilish, is not meet that I amplify my judgment in other conclusions? I will try the forces of these, thy compounds, on such creatures as we count not the worth of hanging, but none human, to try the vigour of them, and apply aliments to their act, and by them gather their several virtues and effects.
Your highness shall from this practice but make hard your heart. Beside, the seeing these effects will be both noisome and infectious.
Oh, content thee. Here comes a fluttering rascal. Upon him will I first work. He's for his master and enemy to my son. How now, Pisanio? Doctor, your service for this time is ended. Take your own way.
I do suspect you, madam, but you shall do no harm.
Hark thee, a word.
I do not like her. She doth think she has strange, lingering poisons. I do know her spirit, and will not trust one of her malice with a drug of such damned nature. Those she has will stupefy and dull the sense a while. No danger in what shew of death it makes, more than the locking up the spirits a time, to be more fresh, reviving. She is fooled with the most false effect, and I, the truer, so to be false with her.
No further service, Doctor, until I send for thee.
I humbly take my leave.
Weeps she still, say'st thou? Dost thou think in time she will not quench, and let instructions enter where folly now possesses? Do thou work. When thou shalt send me word she loves my son, I'll tell thee on the instant. Thou art then as great as is thy master, greater, for his fortunes all lie speechless, and his name is at last gasp. Return he cannot, nor continue where he is. What? Shalt thou expect to be depender on a thing that leans, who cannot be new built, nor has no friend so much as but to prop him? Thou takest up, thou knowst not what, but take it to thy labour. It is a thing I made, which hath the king 5 times redeemed from death. I do not know what is more cordial. Nay, I am prithee, take it. It is an earnest of a further good that I mean to thee. Tell thy mistress how the case stands with her. Do it as from thyself. I'll move the king to any shape of thy preferment, such as thou to desire. And then myself, I chiefly, that set thee on to this desert, I'm bound to load thy merit richly. Call my women. Think on my words. A sly and constant knave, not to be shaped, the agent for his master, and the remembrance of her to hold a handfast to her lord. I have given him that, which, if he take, shall quite unpeople him. Ah, so, well done, well done. The violets, cowslips, and the prime roses bear to my closet. Fare thee well, Pisanio. Think on my words.
I know Cymbeline is a play which is in many respects not a great play, but there are some really good scenes in it and some absolutely killer characters. So that's it for Scenes for this month. Thank you very much for joining and for watching. Thank you for your continued patronage. I know I say this every time, but it's absolutely true. Without you, we simply could not do this. So anything that we can do to say thank you is very much our pleasure. Thank you very much for the last month. We look forward to entertaining you later in October with Henry IV, Part 1. And yeah, look forward to seeing you then. Have a good time until then, and enjoy yourself some Shakespeare. Bye-bye.